We joke about everything now: war, loneliness, rent, the end of the world. We joke, and then we scroll, and then we joke again. Sometimes I wonder, do we feel anything at all? Or have we hired irony to feel for us? My name is Adrian Vale. I'm 58. I've slept in more train stations than I'd like to admit and argued metaphysics with taxi drivers on 4 continents. Travel taught me a strange humility. Every culture builds its shields against pain. Potions, prayers, proverbs. Our age has memes. Memes are clever, fast, a global semaphore. They're also something else: armor. We laugh at everything, so nothing can hurt us. Or so we hope. I remember my first teenage sarcasm, how powerful it felt. Sarcasm declares, I'm not naive. That's the secret appeal of meme culture irony. It's a passport to adulthood. I see through it. Through what? Through the sales pitch, the corporate sincerity, the political theater, the staged authenticity. Our laughter says, I won't be fooled. But the more we wield that laugh, the more it becomes reflex, a flinch, a way not to be caught feeling too much. The internet accelerates it. We don't just make jokes, we live inside them. Our heartbreak becomes a template with a reaction image. Our fear becomes a punchline with 43,000 likes. Relief for a second. And then the ache returns, so we post again. The philosopher Slavoj Zizek talks about the way cynicism serves ideology. You can know perfectly well that an advertisement is manipulative and still buy the product. Your knowing doesn't save you. And he borrows from Robert Fowler the concept of interpassivity. The laugh track laughs so you don't have to. Someone else does your feeling for you. Scroll through your feed and you'll see it everywhere. The meme laughs at inflation, at depression, at climate dread. We outsource our grief and our terror to a collective wink. We are clever. We feel adjacent. That, nevertheless, is important. Our self-aware irony doesn't free us from belief or pain. It lubricates our participation in them. We go along, safely distanced by a joke. The theorists of postmodernism, Frederick Jameson, Jean Baudrillard, diagnosed a culture of surfaces, pastiche without depth, simulated realities without originals. Whether or not you love their prose, you can feel their point in your thumb. An endless surface called a feed. The present becomes a collage of references to references, a hall of mirrors where sincerity looks like an antique. In this world, irony is not a spice, it's the air. It keeps things moving, frictionless, unserious. The cost is subtle. When everything is quotation marks, nothing is a vow. The writer David Foster Wallace once argued that irony is superb at tearing down, but terrible at building. Kierkegaard called irony infinite negativity, a dissolving acid that spares nothing. Those are priceless tools against hypocrisy and abuse of power. But as daily attire, they chafe. We bleed under the armor we never remove. What is the cost? First, numbness, a dulling of the basic capacity to be moved. When tragedy hits, irony offers speed and control. Convert pain into content, harvest the laugh, escape. But grief wants slowness, it wants silence. And the joke, especially the good one, steals the oxygen grief needs. Second, cruelty. A culture fluent in mockery soon forgets the difference between wit and contempt. Beneath just joking often lies a terror of being seen caring. It's safer to be sharp than to be warm, safer to become a brand than a person. Third, paralysis. If everything is already ridiculous, why try? Why build, promise, risk? The stall tactic of our age is an exhausted smirk. Don't mistake me. Humor is one of the noblest strategies we have. There's irony that heals, a shared grin in the trenches that says, we're still here. There's carnival humor that topples tyrants, and trickster humor that frees the mind. The enemy isn't laughter. It's the refusal to risk tenderness. The enemy is the compulsion to stay safe by never meaning anything. Years ago, on a night train crossing a border that doesn't exist anymore, I shared a compartment with a young man who had fled a war. He spoke little English. We traded food and gestures. At 3 in the morning, the train halted suddenly and the lights failed. He panicked. I did too. He started laughing, the brittle laughter of fear, and I joined because I didn't know what else to do. Then he showed me a photo of his mother on his cracked phone, and he kept pointing at the screen and at his heart. The laugh dissolved. We sat in the dark with our palms open, empty, and wept. 2 men, strangers, making no content at all. When the lights returned, we were quieter. We shared the rest of the grapes. We didn't need a joke. We needed a moment that could not be optimized. Maybe what we need isn't to abolish irony, but to learn when to set it down. Some small practical experiments. Schedule your joke. If a subject is raw, your breakup, your burnout, give it 72 hours before you meme it. In that window, write a paragraph that includes the words "I am scared because," and I hope that. Make a place where you can be unfunny. A friend, a notebook, a weekly circle. No screenshots, no performative vulnerability. Just the risky, boring truth. Laugh with, not at. Ask, does this joke punch down? Does it make it harder for someone to belong tomorrow? Limit the outsource. Watch a comedy special with no phone. Turn off comments. Feel your own body laughing. Notice what hurts. Commit locally. Join something that requires your presence and your name. A choir, a garden, a shelter, a reading group. Irony doesn't flourish where hands are dirty. Practice a vow. Small, real promises train the muscle that quotation marks have atrophied. These gestures aren't glamorous. That's the point. Depth is not a stunt. It's a posture. Zizek says that our very distance, our knowingness, often keeps us caught. The trick is not to become naive, but to choose commitments even while knowing their fragility. To say, yes, the world is compromised, and yes, I will love anyway. Yes, I see the absurdity, and yes, I will build anyway. Humor can help. It can open a window. But if we never open the door and step outside, we will live and die in a room filled with our own clever air. I'm not here to scold your memes, mine are terrible. I am here to ask for your undivided feeling sometimes, for your courage to mean what you say. We joke about everything. Fine. Let's also cry about some things. Let's make vows. Let's risk being the fool who still believes in tenderness. Take off the armor when you can. Laugh like a person, not a brand. And when someone asks how you are, try, just once this week, to answer without irony. If it hurts, good. That means the heart is still alive.